Hi everyone. In the previous lessons we have accomplished the general shape our model, and in the last lesson we have subdivided our model to be able to work on more focused details. Now we are seeing both the models in unsubD state, and if we switch to the SubD state and have a look at our models in the shade mode, they are identical. The reason we have subdivided our model in the previous lesson is to be able to create smaller detailed regions and work on them without disturbing the rest of the geometry. In this lesson I will keep both of our models in the view and I will make some comparisons between them. To add these fine details, for example a wrinkle in here, we need to add new segments, new edges to our model. The topic of this lesson will be insert point to mesh or SubD command. When you execute this command, I'm left clicking it. It asks me to select a mesh or SubD, and I'm selecting my geometry, my model on the right. As soon as I clicked my model, it starts to show me points on edges. If I left click these points, the command will start to create new edges through these points. So I'm closing OSnap, and for example for a wrinkle here, I'm starting, I'm not closing OSnap, I'm just closing and I'm opening near. I will be snapping to vertices and near, and I'm starting to click from this vertex, so to here, to here, to here. As you can see, when I click on a point, newly created lines continue to be added. I'm coming here. So after here, I'm gonna turn back and return to the original point. I'm clicking here, 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 and here. As you can see, I have created new edges, which will be limiting the effect of the movements I will be doing on these vertices. For example, I will get these 4 vertices and I will push them down and inside. As you can see, we have created a form like a valley, and when we switch to the SubD view, you can see that's a rather large wrinkle. If we examine it in the shade view, you can see the form. For example, I can take this vertex, and I can pull it up, so the valley doesn't go as deep, the wrinkle doesn't go as deep as the inner parts of it. As you can see, I have created new edges with insert point to mesh or SubD tool, and with the help of the newly created edges, I have created a wrinkle detail in a confined area. Maybe I can pull this vertex a little bit outside, and I can take this like this. I'm creating the wrinkles a little bit too obvious and too aggressively to be able to show you the effects of the movements I'm making. Let's have our wrinkle vertex selection. So let's have our wrinkle make a little S here. You can see. To add more finer details, to add more little wrinkles, I can execute insert point mesh or SubD tool again, and I can add new segments to these areas. As you can see, I'm creating more and more detailed new edges. All these new edges will create new tensions on the surface and give me the opportunity to play with new vertices, so there will be new wrinkles. Let's have a look at the model with a more suitable material. Not a too detailed one. I'm selecting a standard material. Just I'm getting the color a little bit darker. You will be able to see the wrinkles with shadows and lights more precisely. And then maybe we can squeeze here more. There is no end to playing with the geometry like this. You can go on playing the vertices, playing the geometry as much as you want. I will just now take this to here. I will get this side of the wrinkle a little bit loose. Now I think that's better. As I said, I'm making the wrinkles a little bit too dramatically to show you the effects of the movements easily. And if we get to the rendered view, you can see that we have a nice wrinkle detail on our model. Before completing our lesson, let's have a look at what would we see if we did the same thing to our unsubdivided model. I'm getting to the shaded view. I'm getting out of SubD state and I'm adding similar edges with insert SubD point tool. I've created a very similar structure on our more basic model. Before starting to play with the vertices in the middle, I just want to show you something. When I get to the SubD state of the model, you can see that because the general shape isn't fixed with smaller segments, the chains I have done here affects the general shape excessively on the model. Because of this effect, we need to subdivide and fix the general shape of our model before starting to add fine details like wrinkles. As you can see, if you don't create enough subsegments on geometry, every edge you will be adding will affect the general shape of your subject. Let me take this model and put it to the samples layer. We will be continuing from this model. See you at the next lesson.